because I don't want you to think this is just textbook stuff I got to get out of this class, although you do, all right? I want you to think this is something that actually people need to do to run our world and to get us clean water, right? Okay, here we go. Now, how are we going to get from grams of aluminum to grams of iron? What we know about grams, if you look at our conversion factors up here, what can we convert grams into? There's only one thing. You can convert it into moles. Grams of this are going to convert into moles of what? Moles of aluminum? Yes, I can only go from grams of this substance to grams of another substance. I am going to, you may or may not like this, I'm going to call this substance A, and I'm going to call this substance B. Because I want you to just understand that there's an A substance that you're given and a B substance that's something you're looking for, right? Okay? So now, I've got, right here, let's say that I've got, this is going to be wide. You may want to wait on this. I'm going to make something called a mole map. You can write it in just a minute. Let me make it, and you can see how big it is, and I'll give you some time to write it down. Neely will remind us that we need some time to write it down. All right? If we know the mass or grams of substance A, how do we get, think about driving to get to a certain destination. How are we going to get to moles of A? Yes, and what is our GPS going to do right here? It's going to say, hey guys, you need to turn right in a half a mile ahead. Or if it's your chemistry GPS, it's going to say, plug in molar mass. I sure will. We're going to plug in molar mass. Now, this is called a conversion factor. And you know that, right? Okay, you're not writing this down yet. Now, on our wall, what is that conversion number? 2, right? Number 2. Remember molar mass, grams per mole? All right, so now we can convert from grams of aluminum to moles of aluminum, and now we got to keep driving. We got to keep going. We're trying to get from moles of A to moles of B. How do I go from moles of one substance to moles of another substance? What conversion factor do I need? Number 3. I want to go from moles of A to moles of B. That's my next stop. And I'm going to use my mole to mole ratio.
That we already have this on the back of our...
You do, but you do, and I've never really explained it to students as a class before, but I think that that's going to be what makes it more helpful to you. So yes, you have this.
So we don't have to write it.
Right. And then what is this number up here behind me? Number 3, that's the mole to mole ratio. All right? Now, we still have to keep driving or going. If we have converted to moles of B, which is moles of iron, now I got to go to grams. So I'm going to do what I did before, all right? And I'm going to go to grams of B. Very. All right, and that's number 2 again. How many types of conversion factors are you going to have to be able to manipulate? Just 2. Number 2 and number 3. Which one is the one? Yes, there are 2 forms of this. Which one is the one where we use our periodic table? Yeah, periodic table for any time we're dealing with molar mass, right? What are we going to be using for the mole to mole ratio? Not the periodic table. Coefficients balanced equation, right? All right. And I'll tell you, people will say, I don't know how to make my conversion factor. I don't know what numbers to put. But I tell you what, if you're not using your periodic table or the balanced equation, there's nothing else to use. It really simplifies it that those are the only conversion factors we use. Go ahead and write this down. Write this down. It is on the back of your pink sheet. Don't you think it would be helpful to write it down? I think it helps to write things like that down. Plus, I'm giving you time, so what else are you going to do, you know?